So let's move away from the PDP and the national politics to the state. The Lagos State House of Assembly has confirmed 15 of the remaining 18 commissioner nominees sent by Governor Babajde Sanwo-Olu. Now, the House rejected former commissioners Lere, Odusote and Sam Egube, while it stepped down Tolani Sule-Akibu's confirmation for another day. Recall that the Lagos Assembly on Wednesday confirmed 22 out of the 39 cabinet nominees sent recently by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for screening.
The Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, who presided over the day's sitting, said the confirmation followed rigorous and detailed screening of the nominees by an ad hoc committee which was led by Fatai Mujid, the Chief Whip of the House. Lere Odusote was the Lagos State Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources from 2019 to 2023, while Sam Egube was the Commissioner in Lagos State Ministry for Economic Planning and Budget. Now, here are some of the names of the confirmed nominees that, of course, have made it through.
We have Dr. Afolabi Abiodun Tajuddin, Ms. Oluwaseun Oriyomi Osiemi, Professor Akinola Emmanuel Abayomi, Dr. Oluwarotimi Omotola Wahab Fashola, Mrs. Folashade Kausarat Ambrose Medem, Mrs. Akinyemi Bankole Ajigbotafe, and Mrs. Bolaji Cecilia Dada. These are some of the names that have been confirmed. We also have Mrs. Barakat Akonde Bakari, Mr. Olugbenga Omotosho, Mr. Mosokpefoluwa George, Dr. Yekini Nuruddin Agbaje, Dr. Olumide Oluyinka, Mr. Abayomi Samson Oluyomi, Dr. Yabode Oyeyemi Ayola. These are some of the names, of course, that have been confirmed by the Lagos State House of Assembly. We also have that information that, of course, like we mentioned earlier, the two names have been rejected. And I wonder what exactly might have made these names sent back and then rejected.
You know,
again.
Yeah, I think we did say this, you know, I think sometime last week when the first rejection happened. You know, I continue to ask and wonder what are the criteria.
What is the difference between then and now?
Yeah,
that made them rejected the first time.
So first of all, even the reason that they were accepted in the first place, you know, and then, you know, for example, Lere Odusote, had been there from 2019 to 2023. What were the criteria that were used to analyze his performance as a commissioner? Same with every other person who has now once again been accepted, including the new names. What are the things that the Lagos State House of Assembly is looking at to say, okay, this is the level of performance. These are the standards that we're using to rate you. Do we really have those standards? It's a question that I would always like to ask, because people might argue that these commissioners and some of these names, in the whole idea of, oh, you need to bring in intellectuals and technocrats and some of all of that, there's also a lot of, politics that is being played. People are just, sometimes it is settlement, for people who supported the government and people who, of course, are friends of the government. But does the Lagos State, if the Lagos State House of Assembly is within its rights to decide that this one didn't make it, this one hasn't done well enough, and will not be accepting, him or her back in, as a commissioner. But these two names that have been mentioned now, I mean, if you look at the standards of every regular commissioner across Nigeria, you would argue that they have done well enough. Lere Odusote, of course, had a lot of plans. There was some agreement that he had with, or they were setting up with the USAID and some other group like that was meant to bring, I think it was generated by 11,000 megawatts of electricity by 2036, I believe, among other things that they had also set in motion as their plans for Lagos State energy. So if you listen to him speak and look at what has gone on in Lagos State, arguably you can say, okay, well, he seems to know what he's doing, as a commissioner. But one thing is also important to mention. The Speaker of the House, Obasa, if you remember the video clip that that went viral after the first rejections happened, there's something that he said. He made mention that they love Lagos State and they want the best for Lagos State. But, the party is also very, very important. The APC in Lagos State is also very important. It's something that light, which made it seem like they were prioritizing loyalty to the APC or prioritizing the growth of the APC, the victory of the APC in the state beyond, the work that these commissioners were able to deliver to Lagos State. That's what it sounded like in that video. I don't know if we still have it. We probably should have played the video clip, but that's what he said. And so you may then start to question, okay, so is the reason these people are being rejected because they haven't performed well enough as commissioners? Or is it, party affiliation? Is it because, there's some politics that in-house politics being played and they know what will benefit the party and keep the party successful in the state? I don't know.
We really can't say. I think the best people or the best persons to answer would be the screening committee,
yes,
who will tell us exactly why they have rejected these two and accepted the others. Like you said, it's important that we have modalities for accessing people who have served in office, because when you don't know what you're scoring for, you don't even know if the person has performed well enough. So I think those are important things we need to look forward to in this new administration. If not, we're going to keep repeating the same cycle, complaining about our politicians and not having things to measure them against. Like they say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a change.
It's also important to mention Lagos is, I would argue that Lagos is a pretty difficult place to manage, because of its size and its population.
And Lagos has, Lagos State is a pace-setter state.
Yes.
If we're being honest, Lagos State always makes policies, implements policies before a number of states in Nigeria.
Basically because of exposure, they have more money, they generate more revenue and all of that. But the point I was making is, it's not going to be as easy to manage as maybe Edo State or Enugu State or Ebonyi State, which are a lot smaller, have a smaller population. And so when you assess the performance of a commissioner, in Lagos State, the parameters I would argue might be slightly different. But the House is still within its rights to accept or reject.
Yeah.